Hey guys, it's Jeremy here to talk to you about Anchor, the free podcast tool that you all need. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, like I said, it's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your computer or your phone. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So guys, go ahead and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm on your computer to get started.
Oh, yeah.
Blerd Survival Guide Season 3, baby.
At Blerd Activists.
At that dancing Blerd. We are back for another season of fun and love and all the things. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. We got everything you need. Jeremy and Jay, a hell of a team. Comics, news, and everything in between. Birmingham, we own the scene. Come on and let's have a blast with the Black Nerds and the Black Podcast. This is a guide to help you last. We got some topics to unmask. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live.
Appreciate you, Nick, for creating the beat and the lyrics and helping us out, buddy. Another Marbury production.
Shout out Marbury.
Thank you for your service.
You ready?
Y'all ready for this?
Dun, dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun.
Thank you for not recording. So many things that happen.
Oh, I was recording, but now it's new video.
Dun, 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 dun. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. I feel like
The amount of movie footage
the
that,
conversation that we just had was the best cold open.
And you got none of it. No, I'm kidding.
No, they got it on the YouTube channel, so y'all got to check it out.
Yeah, we're still at 19 subscribers. I need that 20th one.
Come on now.
Please.
Someone tell your sister's cousin, auntie's nephew to check out the Blerd Survival Guide.
On their daddy's side.
Come on.
All right.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back. It's a new week of Blerd Survival Guide. Back in our regular swing of things.
Oh, man.
So
much has happened.
So much has happened, but we're back to an old school kind of light. As you can see, it's myself and my co-host Jay here.
Hey,
How's
everybody.
doing? And Miriam's back after a 2-week hiatus. Miriam, how you doing?
Woo! She is cheering from the peanut gallery.
Indeed. But yeah, we are back for another week of fun and another week of all the things. I'm still working on that t-shirt. But yeah.
All the things t-shirt coming soon. Bro, the last 4 weeks that we have spent.
Technically 4, yeah.
Technically 4 weeks that we have spent, working through this. So much has happened that we have to talk about
a whole TV series,
a whole new movie that came out, a whole new album, music abundance. I mean, the media that has been provided to us.
Dropped a song after 10 years of
what?
Nothing. Yeah.
That's
last Wednesday they dropped.
You were dropping new now. That's newest knowledge.
My Chemical Romance. They dropped a new song this past Wednesday. Yeah.
All my Afro punk fans out there, get into it. Y'all gotta get it. But
oh no, that's the wrong band. Never mind.
Oh man,
I was about to say Basket Case.
Yo, bro,
that's not
Green Day.
That's not MCR. That's Green Day.
That is Green Day.
Same
time.
Yeah. I know my differences, people.
A couple of anthems from each band for the.
When I was
a young boy,
yeah,
I love that song.
So great.
So great.
I think that's one of the songs that introduced me to pop punk. I think that is the song that introduced me to pop punk.
It's a proper introduction, in my opinion. I was at a concert one time and it was a DJ. We don't say his name on the podcast anymore, but he blasted that, and that's when I literally made the connection that anybody that's into EDM definitely was a pop punk emo kid in high school.
Your soul
at one
was
point
arisen from
in the dark.
from the depths.
In the dark.
But pop punk, that's not the episode today. That should be an episode.
I'm game.
Yeah.
Afro punk, let's do it.
Afro punk to pop punk to all the punks. Because punk. But today...
punk is badass, man.
Like I said, we're back. Jay, how you been? How's your week been?
Week has been full, my man. Week has been full. Work has been full. Life has been good all the same. So I feel good. This weekend has been relaxing. We went into the Cahaba River today.
That's outside water.
You know, it's the best kind of outside water because there's only this kind of plant that grows in the Cahaba River, and you get to see it only like one time a year. Like it comes out, it blossoms, you know, for about a month in between the last few weeks of May and like into the start of June. And so Miriam and I have had a tradition ever since we've been together to really go out and see them. So we went and checked them out. We brought her sister and her husband along this time. We had a good time out there. You know, it's in West Blockton, Alabama, which if folks like the podcast S-Town, it's where that happened. You maybe heard of it. It was a very popular podcast on Serial at one point in time. But I highly recommend it if you're into like good stories and like story-based podcasts. It's there. It features a gay clockmaker, if that interests anybody. But I digress. We chilled out, hung out, got to take some pictures. If you check out my Instagram, I've posted a really funny picture of a guy that asked me to take a picture of him. I mean, this man was perfection amongst the lilies, in my opinion. Like, dude,
it reminds me of like the swamp people from
kind of yeah, straight up swamp man vibes for sure.
Yeah.
And he was like super kind and like very just like he walked up behind me and Fathead while we were out there. And
Miriam showing the picture. I was gonna put it in post.
Oh my gosh, dude!
It looks good on there.
Dude, like asked for us to take a picture and then text it to him. So like, it was very kind. And I was sitting here like watching him walk behind us, and I'm like, "What are you about to do, fam?" Like, I am sus of your energy at the moment, but by the time it was over, he was kind, and it was a positive experience. But he looks glorious in my opinion among the lilies. So that was a funny experience. And then we brought Nikki, so it was a chill vibe, man. It was a total chill vibe. And cool. So I'm excited to go into the next week. How are you? How has work been? You've been working 2 jobs.
Yeah, I'm a 2-job man now. It's work is working. It's doing the thing.
It's making money.
Yeah, and but other than that, I mean, it's been a pretty chill week for me as well. I mean, getting to the swing of things on job number 2, but still working job number 1, and then job A with the podcast, working all those angles and whatnot and so forth.
You've been doing things with the podcast for sure.
Yeah, getting names out there and throwing fishing lines, see what catches and see what bites and whatnot. And
it doesn't hurt. Yeah. And it hasn't hurt because we're about to have a panel.
I'll get to that later in the blurb in the weekly blurb. But today, Sunday, like we usually record, the family we did a post Mother's Day dinner.
Lovely
for Mama, and we went to North Italia.
Did you like it?
Yeah, that was the second time going.
What'd you get?
I got the Tuscan half chicken, but it was more like a quarter chicken because it was small.
Yeah, but I mean, it was enough, wasn't it? Or no?
If I go to Italy, it's either I'm going to get really fit or I'm going to have to eat at least 2 or 3 meals.
I hear you.
Per meal.
Per time?
Yeah.
Meal time?
Like breakfast is going to be 2 breakfasts.
I respect
Lunch
that.
is going to be at least 2 lunches, and dinner is going to be...
North Italia
in the Summit. Yeah, so we went there, and I ate my meal and Matisse's meal and a meatball from Mom.
Dang. Yeah. Matisse didn't like hers?
Well, no, she did. She got full off of it. Like, they're small people. I'm not.
Fair enough.
Like I said, if I go to Italy, it's going to be either a meal and a half or I'm going to get fit.
Well, see, you got to go to, in my opinion, like you're going to have to go to like one of those family style restaurants, and like they'll serve you up right. Don't worry. They'll get you good. They'll get you right.
Pasta's supposed to get you up right.
That's a fact.
Lasagna.
That's a
pizza
fact.
Lasagna is like a whole
We'll have to go there one day.
platter.
but that's not today's episode. We can do all the shameless plugging that we want to. They can sponsor us.
Please.
We'll share this. We'll email this to them. See if we can do something with that. But no, today's episode, we're getting into it. I just posted a TikTok. If you haven't seen the TikTok, go to our TikTok at Blerd God to see the TikTok, because it's a fabulous TikTok that took us about 30 minutes to do, because angles.
Perfectionists.
And all of us are perfectionists, and we like to do things right.
But
we're talking about Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was a show that came out during our tournament, and it was a wonderful show. First and foremost, it's a Marvel TV show for all the non-Marvel fans out there in the universe. It's a comic book TV show
starring Mr. Oscar Isaac, like the legendary, like this dude.
And has stay booked and busy.
That man is talented and deserves to stay booked and blessed.
Hell yeah.
Like, real talk, so taking it back, like we studied dissociative identity disorder for a high school project, right? Like that
one of my favorite projects that we ever did.
Fun fact, like real life. It was like super fun. Like it exposed us to a lot of really interesting knowledge, like what triggers it, and like it kind of gave us insight into like what we were watching while like everybody else was when we were watching Moon Knight, right? Like, I think that like you and I are just like sitting here waiting. We're waiting for like
Switch.
I need exposition. Switch. Like I need to know what this man's trauma is.
True.
Like I have no clue.
Which we got. And before we get started with all of the Moon Knight chatter, spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It's on Disney Plus.
And I hope this episode helps with the confusion after you watched it, because to real talk, like it's hard to follow to some degree.
Yeah,
I mean, like the switches, which is intentional.
Yeah, I mean, starting from episode 1. I mean, you go from we're opening up with not Mark. We open up with Stephen Grant, British museum gift shopist.
Yeah,
that was his title. He was a gift shopist. He's from London, as far as we know, and.
And he wakes up every morning like with the thing strapped to his leg, and you're just like, "What the heck is this man's life? What kind of kinky is you into? What is this man's life? Like, how are you fitting
kinky
go through your night and be strapped down like that?"
I mean, a lot of people who are infatuated with Mr. Isaac, which is like, that's not a red flag. That's a green flag for him.
Bro, really?
I mean, even
I'm into it. I'm into it.
He was like, "Sure, yeah, I have a strap to my bed. I don't know how it's gonna be with the ladies." When he was talking to
oh, that's funny.
He was talking to the guy who like stood there the whole time.
He was one of my favorite characters. Yeah. Like this guy that I was really hoping that he would come back later on in an episode. Like he
did.
Well, I mean, he obviously like he kept continuing confiding in him, right? Like that was like the thing. Like it became.
I didn't want to see like.
I was hoping that he would be like someone like relevant again to the story, like of the overall of Moon Knight universe. You know, like I was like maybe he would be that person, kind of like the crazy old lady in like what was it that we watched recently? Sweeney Todd. Yeah, kind of like that kind of deal. You know.
Yeah, but.
Right. Like, lo and behold.
Nah, we saw Mark's dad. Mark's dad don't look like that.
No, we did.
But I mean, like I said from episode 1, we're getting that we're seeing that he's strapped to the bed. He has issues with staying awake,
and like he has like all of these measures put in place to help him figure out what his life is,
to make sure that he's not leaving the bed and stuff like that. The sand
around, like to see the direction like that he's supposed to be going.
That flat that he's living in, like I know that cost a pretty penny, because I mean that was a.
Well, I found out that Mark Spector is actually a millionaire. Like the man that he is like altered from is a millionaire, so it makes sense that he's able to just afford
like
everything.
How was you paying rent, fam?
Bro, like he had it. Like I guess he had it set up on.
I gotta like Mark just handles it. Like whenever they switch.
Well, fully aware that he didn't have his systems aligned and in control.
Right, but also like I mean, at the beginning of the show, like Steven doesn't realize he has other people in him.
No, not a lick.
He's just like I'm wondering how he's thinking. I work at a gift shop in a museum. How am I able to afford this flat? Even though he says it's his mom's flat.
Well, that's the justification that he has to build.
Yeah.
Like that's the.
So I guess his mom is paying for it. That's how he's still able to live it. Yeah. So
No, yeah,
okay.
he's definitely living off of
I
his
put two and two
mom's
together.
time, but I guess he's living off of reality he's living off
Mark.
of Mark's time, which I wish.
Oh, so I mean,
we
it
would've
does make, but it does make sense by the end.
by the end with the freaking Rolls Royce thing, yeah, that thing's
it
dope.
says Spectre on it.
Freaking dope. Like,
Yeah.
but like, I wish there was a little bit more attention paid to that in the series. I would say, like, that was.
I mean, it kind of does. I mean, well, I think it's more implied more than anything because I mean, when we go to the storage unit, I mean, dude says, "I know your face," like number 47 or whatever number the storage unit was.
Yeah.
It was like number 47. And I mean, he got like a cot in there and then everything organized.
I mean, that thing was
yeah.
lit. That storage unit was
If I had a
tricked out, bro.
If I had a storage unit and a loft that was that big, I live in a storage unit, man.
Bro, no.
If it looked like that,
you can live in the storage unit.
I got life.
You can live in the storage unit if you want to.
No, but like I said, it's just implied that Mark has money. I mean, he's a mercenary too. That's the other thing. Like, you get paid for doing dirty deeds.
Oh, for killing people.
And now
Just
he's
call it
invincible.
what it is.
We have standards.
No, this man is a merc. Like, he will come in here and murk your ass.
Yeah, no, truly.
Clearly, and like it was, but not as much as Jake Lockley will. Not as soon as Jake Lockley will.
And it was the theory for Jake Lockley was confirmed by the producers that we have been seeing Jake Lockley since episode 1.
Since episode 1. I'm glad that theory was confirmed because like you and I were talking about it. I was like, did he really? Was it at the beginning? Like when you saw him come out of the Lockley state? And then
when you see him like when he's in what not because it's not London, it's I forgot where they were at where we first meet Harold played by
when they were I guess it was Italy. I guess it was like
it was another European country of sorts.
When he was in the bus.
Yeah, when he was in the cupcake. When he was in the cupcake machine. Cupcake.
Well, before the cupcake.
Right.
Yeah, before. Yeah, but that wasn't Steven and that wasn't Mark because Mark doesn't kill.
No,
we learned that later on. So
that's his line.
Yeah, and like Mark is like it's Mark when like you see him about to kill and he restrains himself.
Bro.
Whereas Jake is just like, hi.
The scene toward the end when Jake has to come out, like he has to come out. There's no. Like Mark's not willing to take Harrow to the point of the point where he like needs to like get him to
delete Amit.
Exactly.
To delete Amit and Harrow.
Exactly, but like you see Jake have to come out to like finish the job, so to speak. Like, almost
at that point too. And I mean, spoilers for the finale. I mean, you got Steven and Mark who finally come together. They're basically brothers at this point. They just so happen to live in the same body.
Yep.
And they're at that point where it's like, all right, you need to kill homeboy so that we can get rid of Amit and Harrow because if not, they're gonna keep trying to redo this whole shebang.
This thing is not gonna
taking souls and whatnot.
I mean,
it was like, nah, if you want to do it yourself. It was like, Mark, no, this is not the one time you need to have conscience. Like, even though
I mean, you're sitting here watching him, you're just like, clearly you're doing this for the greater good. Clearly, like you're giving people a chance to make a choice, and that's the whole. Like, moral dilemma between Amit and Kanju, right? Like, Kanju gives you a chance.
Yeah.
Like, you get the chance to make the right decision, whereas Amit believes, like, you would never... Like, if you're it's predestined, right? Like, you are going to screw up the world in some way, possibly. Like, you have a high potential to, basically. Like, your scales are imbalanced for evil.
Here's my thing. I want a Layla point of view from when Mark blacked out and it was Jake, because she had to watch that.
She saw it. She saw it.
Because she was like, Mark, what did you do?
What just happened? Like, what did I witness?
He was like, I blacked out. It's like that's when you knew it was Jake.
That's
when you knew it was Jake.
And I mean, you knew the name before I even knew the name. I was like, I don't know. You told me the name because I was like, I didn't read the comic or anything.
Jake Lockley he's the actual.
I did my fair share of research during and following the show.
Pew pew.
But I almost like spoiled it for Miriam. She was like, I don't want to know the name.
Mr. Lockley has come to play,
bro. And then like to find out that. All along, Kanju's over here like eyeing Jake as the
main
avatar, right? You're just over here, just like whole time you're thinking he's gonna try and like take over Layla,
right?
Whole time.
I never said I wanted Layla. When did I say that?
Right.
I teased it along, but I never explicitly said, no, I want her as my next avatar. I was like...
But Layla's form, what's it? Silver
Scarab
Scarab or
Scarlet Scarab?
Scarlet Scarab.
Scarlet Scarab. The first Egyptian superhero, because she claimed it, and I cried, because that was
the truth, bro. Like that, I was ready for her to like go on full mode, like beast mode type ish. Like the second that she got the wings out and everything,
whipped them out, man.
It was the hippo became hers.
Yeah,
it was the hippo,
yeah.
Right? That's what I was trying to make sure of. She was funny. Hippo was funny.
That was man. The whole interaction between Tyler and Steve and Mark when they were inside his running around. That's the end of that.
In the afterlife, the underworld, bro. Like that whole cinematic like makeup was gorgeous. Like
the sands of time,
man. Like the way that
then the field of reeds.
Come on, come on, man. Like that's textbook Egyptian mythology, and you're just like incorporating it in so well into the entirety of this comic book TV show, which like I feel like in the original comic is much easier to do because it's like a comic book, right? Like you can kind of jump from thing to thing, but like the way that they were able to jump so seamlessly into the world while also like keeping you imbalanced of what's happening, like you're pretty, as the viewer, you're pretty unsure about what's going on, and then all of a sudden they're there, and you're just like, okay, I'm along for the ride.
Right.
This is great.
True. No, I mean, as a whole, visually stunning as a whole. Acting.
The first transformation, fam. The first transformation that he did into Moon Knight.
At the end of the first episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro.
That costume was legit.
It came out like
mummy wraps
so
and
fly.
I'm glad that like the MCU was getting to a point where it's like, all right, we can have eye masks that move like in cartoons.
True.
Because I mean, you saw him like actually emote with the eyes.
Yeah.
It's like it's like, all right, we're getting Deadpool level of like emotion on masks now at this point. It's like, all right, we're getting there. We're doing it. We're doing the thing.
I mean, the only complaint I guess I really have about it is the great curse of the MCU television miniseries. The pacing is always crazy.
Oh yeah,
the pacing is always crazy. Like it does a better job of it than I'd say
every previous
Scarlet. Like WandaVision is good until the very end, the final.
Because when you go from like 8 episodes of parodies of TV shows to trauma therapy, and then final fight.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Falcon Winter Soldier is my favorite one. I think that pacing is arguably
that's one of the smoothest.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so too. So like the pacing for this one, and I think it does a really good job of sorting through all of it. But I mean, obviously, like it's always. I think they're cursed. They're kind of cursed,
but also they're
giving themselves 6 episodes to do this whole thing.
And they packed in a lot. I know. I mean, I understand.
So much.
You have an hour, but like you go from action adventure to we're stuck in a psych ward. Like, when do we get to the psych ward? Which was also a whole other thing that like
you're
confused me for an episode and a half.
You're spending a whole 2 weeks trying to figure out how they got and why they're in the psych ward, and you're
only
just like,
realize that
wait.
we're actually in.
Oh wait,
we're in Mark and Steven's mind.
It's a manifestation.
Yes,
like it's his brain.
It's the system's way of talking to each other,
and it's so confusing.
And you don't realize it until you have to watch it 2 more times.
Real deal, real deal, bro. Like. I'm sitting here.
Like, oh, we're in.
Like, he dies, and then he pops up in the psych ward. I'm like, has he been in the psych ward the entire time?
And they make it seem like he has. With
like
the
all along,
you got
like
the
Dr. Harrow is his like actual doctor.
You got like Donna from the museum at the beginning. And
freaking Layla's acting insane.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as like he's walking up, she's like, just all up in his grill. Like,
look at that.
Like,
oh, we won bingo. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Freaking bingo.
Then the dude in the statue is the one calling bingo. And yeah.
But it's cool because what I thought was cool is the TV show that they were watching in the
the little movie.
The little movie is the Stephen Grant movie.
Yeah, that's where he got the name.
Where
Stephen
he gets
Grant.
his name from, and you don't put that together because you hadn't realized
until he
that
says,
yet. Like, you hadn't realized like his trauma.
Dr. Grant was like, but you're the greatest adventurer, Stephen Grant, the great adventurer. It's like, wait a minute.
I had to watch it the second time to even really catch that. Like I didn't.
His name is Stephen Grant. What?
wait, like
What?
this is and it
But
gives
then-
you like a clue into who's the
primary.
and who's
Yep.
like the extra system that's
Yep.
been added. It gives
And
you
that's
that
when we come
clue.
to find out, like, the whole, and I mean, that's phase 4 of Marvel has definitely been y'all need therapy.
Truly.
We go through the whole backstory.
Emotional and like psychological healing. Fam.
Emotional damage.
So much.
Man, because Mark's mama is a whole bitch. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
But yeah.
man,
Why you gonna blame that child because the little brother
drowned.
Yeah.
Like
Well, she obviously has like psychological conditions outside of the death of the son, which is where he gets the tendency to
true.
even form DID.
Right. Like he's already got the emotional or the psychological.
Emotional damage.
is already there.
It's the generational like trauma / what is it? Genetic predisposition.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because like she struggles, bro. Like she struggles with depression and alcoholism and like the vocal and the verbal abuse that she laid on this man on his freaking birthday.
on his birthday, on multiple birthdays. Multiple birthdays.
like-
the first one is
And
like,
he goes away. We don't even know what physical abuse happened.
Don't even.
we just know the one time,
And
from the first time he got whooped. That
and
was-
you know, Steven is just over here like literally like blocking it out and just recreating
Where's
an
the thing, though?
entire reality.
Mark had to block it out from Steven because Mark was
Yeah.
trying to keep Steven safe. That's
Yeah.
what he was trying to do. That's why Steven was created, so that Mark can keep somebody safe.
Well, so Steven was created to keep Mark safe, but Mark ended up having to keep Steven safe from like the memories. It was like a whole cycle.
No, and I think
From
that's
reality.
Yeah,
Yeah, from
and
the
I think
reality.
Jake. That's when Jake was created, so they can have a tougher persona to protect both of them.
right.
But they don't know that. Like Mark and Steven don't know it.
Take on the tough
Yeah,
You gotta wonder, like, because like for a long time, I thought it was Jake that killed everybody at the archaeological dig site, right? Like I was like, maybe that's
I'm thinking that even though he said there was like a partner, I'm thinking that it was Mark and Jake. Like Mark
Yeah.
was there by himself,
but
but
in
he
his
switched
head,
to Jake. He thinks it was a whole partner that
Yeah.
killed everybody. No,
Yeah.
it was Jake that killed everybody.
Yeah.
I think it still was Jake that killed everybody. It was just that Mark doesn't know that
Mark doesn't believe,
No.
like, and he can't come to terms with that, and
because he doesn't know about Jake.
Oh, he married Layla.
That too.
Like he married the woman
Of
of
father
the
he killed.
father that he murked.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And then he became Moon Knight.
which was a dope story all along. Like I always am a big fan of
Be
at
my
death-
avenger of
at
the
death's doorstep. Like you get this
A more
moment.
literal cause. He was literally at death's doorstep.
literally.
And he became his moon.
You know, this like Deus Ex Machina moment. Like, okay, wait. Like,
Yeah, because Mark definitely did die like 3 times in this whole
Show
at least
did.
3 times in this series.
well, yeah, because like he dies, or like he dies at Kanju's doorstep,
Yeah,
right?
to become Moon Knight
And then he dies to go to the world.
when he goes into his mindscape.
Steven dies then there, but then like
But
when
also Mark dies when
Mark
he's
dies
heart
like
to heart.
when they like come together again, right?
And we know
Like,
good and well when they were in that little fight scene at the other side of Egypt when they went to get the mummy and all the stars and everything, the constellation.
Oh, so
When he got like stabbed, when Steven and Mark got stabbed when they were like fighting,
Yeah.
you know he should have died. You know he should have died.
well, he's got
The suit what made it is what
It's
made
not.
it invincible.
It's the suit, and it was at night. So like that's the other
He's
part.
more
right?
powerful,
He's
yeah.
more powerful at night.
Yeah, but still,
He don't die like that like at night.
can we talk about Steven's suit though, Mr. Knight?
Mr. Knight is
With
the
the
boss.
dapper-
so
the
to watch them go like seamlessly in between both of them
When
at
they-
the end,
Ooh.
that part had
Ooh.
me so hyped, fam. Like I'm sitting
When they
here,
were like flying with Harrow, and then it was like he
Yes.
caught onto the cape, and then he switched
Yes.
to Steven, and like Steven just jetted out. I'm like, oh,
Bruh,
look
bruh,
at him.
like,
And then he
Steven-
switched back, and he started flying again. I'm like,
It was clean, man. It was seamless. It was so
my
clean.
favorite move from Steven. First of all, Steven, he was just like, he had that muscle memory from fighting because he never fought before.
and he learned, and he
just like,
learned.
when he told Layla, look what I can do. But then when he fighting Harrow, and then like Harrow pushed him away, and then all of a sudden you just see him go. Yeah, I know. I got
This man got
distracted.
excited. He put
I
down.
had to put it down because like no, it's what Steven does. Like he like Harold pushes him away, and he just goes, and I'm like, oh, so smooth.
Yes,
So
yeah.
smooth.
The dust
hop,
ruffle.
yeah.
Like the brushing the dust off the
That
shoulder,
was
man.
one of the cleanest
It
subtle
was-
movement I've seen
It
in a
was
fight.
so gentlemanly. The man was so gentlemanly. It was
all right. I mean,
like,
the growth from Steven, because he went from felt like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My name is Steven with the V.
And it was lame. It was so
Hey,
lame.
he got that punch in though.
He got the punch in, but it was not. Didn't suffice. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
Sticks.
The sticks were dope. The sticks were dope. But also the moon crescents, like his batarang type things, were freaking dope too. Like the man like plugged people up, just like up on the walls, having them like with a push pin.
Right. So I'm mad, but not really, because I mean, like I said, the whole fight scene, like Moon Knight being Moon Knight, was awesome. But like the one comic panel, I think everybody was kind of mad or disappointed that didn't happen. The one comic panel where it was either Mr. Knight, no, I think it was Moon Knight in costume, but they could have done it with Steven's Mr. Knight.
Okay.
And in the comic, he literally like just starts pulling stuff from behind him and says, "Random bullshit, go."
Oh, that's funny.
It would have been hilarious to see Steven just go like, "Random bullshit, go." Start throwing batons at people.
Been funny. That could have, because like he's still trying to learn his powers.
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
Like, he's still doing the thing. Like that would have been hilarious. That would have been very, very funny. Overall, I'd say that this show give this an 8 out of 10. If I think that if arguably Falcon Winter Soldier is like a 9.5 out of 10 for me, maybe 10 out of 10 even, and then WandaVision comes in like right underneath it.
Where does Loki go?
I'd say it ties. I might tie Loki and Moon Knight, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think I can confidently
So it's like
do that.
the shows that deal with basically making up with yourself.
Kind of. I think that's like
You got Loki and Sylvie.
The themes are fair. There's comparisons
Variants
here.
among variants and
Variants of yourself.
systems against system.
Yeah.
Against system.
Yeah, learning to forgive yourself. All
Before
that
I rate
jazz.
it, I need to talk about this post-credit scene with Jake Lockley that we finally see for the first time after 6 episodes, even though he was prevalent throughout the entire series. Man,
Murked Hero without a breath, without a breath. Just
first
like
of all,
look back,
the
like
Hispanic, he said, "I'll take it from here." He grabbed him with the wheelchair. The way he just
Man.
picked that wheelchair, I was like, "Oh, this is somebody different." Also, I knew
knew.
that
You
it was.
knew.
I knew
You
it was
know.
Jake Lockley when
it was
like
the vibe.
It was the vibe, but also when it was one of the conversations that Jake was having with Dr. Harrow in the Mindscape, and like you see him come. It was like after he like escaped the first time and started punching people. Well, Mark did that.
Okay.
And he came back, but you see like. There's there's a bandage on his eye, and like he's got bloodshot eyes. His eyes were even different. Like they were like dilated.
Interesting.
If you take a real close look at it,
Yeah.
But it's also the main thing was his speech pattern. It went from Chicago to New York because Mark is from Chicago,
right.
And Jake in the comics is a New York taxi cab driver / hella like. He's the one who actually kills people.
Wow.
And so he like literally sitting there. He's just, cause even when Dr. Harrow was like, Mark, are you okay? He never answered to Mark. He just kind of looked around.
And
He was
Mark
like,
came out.
He was still trying to gather his senses. Like, what is going on? Where am I? Like, he never like this is Jake. Was like, who am I? Where am I? What's going on?
Right.
And then he looked up at. That's when he looked at Dr. Harrow and was just like, "You're not a real doctor." And like that's when he's like, "You're not a real doctor." Mm-hmm. And then that's when he picked up like the little pyramid thing. It was about to like. The one who's ready to like stabby kill? Yeah, that's Jake. He was ready to.
Yeah. He's like, I got a weapon. I can do this.
Right. I can do this. Oh, this is paperweight? No, it's a weapon now. Like, I appreciate everything you done here, Doc, but I'm not, like the way he was talking was like that was Jake. That wasn't.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right.
And then at the end, like the very last, before literally at the end of the episode of the season finale, when Steven and Mark are talking to each other, it's like you see Harold with the blood coming out of his shoes. It's like you see that, and then like you see like this Mark is like, you see that? Steven switches immediately. Yeah, I see it. And then like when he gets up, he's talking, and it's like, Dr. Harold, we appreciate your time, but I think we're just going to do something else. And then it switches to a third voice.
I missed
that.
There's
3 voices in that last thing, and it's literally all 3 of them are talking. They just didn't realize that they like switched.
Oh my god!
They realized they switched to because Jake just kind of like.
I'm gonna have to watch it a third time.
Jake was
bro.
like out and in.
I have to watch it a third time because like
Jake was like, we no longer need your services, and like then it switched back to Mark.
But the thing for Oscar Isaac to just go between those accents and those plays
seamlessly,
so fluidly, bro. Like it without a hitch. It's so captivating. Like it keeps you in the story and like. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this now because I want to witness like that happen even more so because I think it's one of those shows in my opinion that really is worth the rewatch.
It's worth it and it requires it, so you can like. It's one of those. Like, I mean, Marvel not used to. It still is where MCU
you can
is
go
at the
back
point where
and
it's
watch
like,
it, and
you can watch multiple things and like you'll find something new. Because I'm watching all of the MCU with my mom every time I get my hair redone, and like,
right,
and I'm finding things that I haven't seen, and I've seen the movie at least 5 or 6
and
times.
it links to the greater story, and like it further goes to show the great storytelling that Kevin Feige has produced and
is still producing
and continues to produce. Thank you, Kevin Feige. But
are we there?
We can go on and on.
We can go on and on, but what we're going to do now is take a quick break, and we will be right back with the weekly blurb. Be right back, guys.
It's time for the weekly blurb.
Lonely is a man without
love. And we're back. All right, weekly blurb.
Are we back? Or it's time for the weekly blurb?
We're forward back.
Because we're not back anymore. Because like you did the ad at the front end now.
Yeah, but they have to hear the weekly blurb thingy.
Whatever.
I'm first.
You're first.
Yep. All right.
What are we talking? What's your weekly blurb?
Well, when I was no, I'm kidding. Not doing that again.
You're so funny.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so I got a 2-parter today. It's gonna be short and quick, but not really. But it's how I feel.
That's what she said.
Hey,
2 minutes is a long time.
what goes on between people? I ain't calling nobody out.
That's all I'm saying.
What goes on between people in they rooms?
Hey. True chains.
Huh?
What? I don't know.
We're being told to hurry it along.
Oh, okay. Well, go.
Right.
Yeah, what's your weekly blurb?
Google blurb. So I got a 2-parter. Part 1, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Go see it. It's a fantastic film. It came out about 2 weeks ago now, and it is everything you want and more in a Marvel movie. It has the directing style of Sam Raimi. So if you've seen the OG Spider-Man,
And
which
more is
we've
a
all
great
seen,
way to put that. Like everything and more.
Yeah,
like
because
that's
it really
so
is.
true.
But like I said, it has the directing style of Sam Raimi, who, if you've seen any of the OG Spider-Man films, which you all should have, because
We grew up on them.
right? And you're not allowed to listen to this podcast anymore if you haven't, or go watch it first and then come back. Yeah, that directing style with like the flashbacks and the camera angles and the horror. Yeah, it's all there. Benedict Cumberbatch coming back as Doctor Strange.
Flawless.
And this is Doctor Strange with some depth now. He's
been through some things.
Yeah. This man is one. He became like in the span of about technically 5 to 7 years at this point, but really 2 years.
Right.
He was dusted 5 of them.
Right.
He became a wizard. Became the most powerful wizard, the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep.
Had to go fight a intergalactic battle with a space alien.
Yep.
Had to give up because of his understanding of watching 14,605 times that they lost. There was one chance that they won. Had to give up the Time Stone, one of the most powerful stones in the universe.
It was the dumbest thing he could have done.
But it was the only one where
Sure.
he lived.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Where everybody lives.
Sure.
Have to see the love of his life get married to somebody else,
Oh, brother.
which is not a spoiler.
The fact that he went to the wedding is beyond me. Like, why would you go to the wedding?
Because
I don't know.
friends, they're friends.
Get out of my face.
They're friends.
Sure.
But
Man is a
now
glutton
he has
for
to deal,
punishment is
and
what he
he
is.
also has to do, like I said, after the wedding. I mean, even before the wedding, he has to deal with one type of multiversal apparentness with one spider youngling that we don't know who it is anymore because of certain spells.
Sure. Sure.
And yeah, now he has to deal with an even bigger multiverse threat with our new nexus being American Chavez, which
So badass. Like her representation is
Sochi
every freaking
Gomez,
thing.
get your flowers, girl. Because I had to learn how to pronounce that name because it was her name is interesting. It starts with an X.
Sosha?
Sochi.
So she.
Yeah. So it's like Sophie, but Sochi.
Sochi Flores.
Yeah.
Love Gomez.
Yeah.
Love that.
America Chavez. But yeah, all the subtleness of the LGBTQIA.
I mean, it wasn't very subtle. She was wearing a dang pin the
Yeah,
entire movie.
the whole movie.
It wasn't
It
very
didn't
subtle.
go nowhere, but I mean,
when
mad,
you're a
you get mad. You can't get
multi-dimensional
mad.
being, like, can you be not like
apparently you can.
Like, how bigoted can you be and be a multi-dimensional being? I don't understand that. Like, that's definitely a whole concept that is beyond my comprehension.
It is, but to end this first part of the My Weekly Blurb, like I said, Doctor Strange has his horror, has Wanda, has Doctor Strange, America Chavez, Multiverse, colors, amazing.
Stunning. And I mean, it's definitely a Doctor Strange movie with the animation, with the CGI, like all the special effects are
and y'all need to stop getting mad at special effects looking fake. Look, it costs them millions of dollars to do what they see on the screen. I want you to do it with whatever Photoshop you got in your bedroom.
I need y'all to remember what it used to look like.
That too. We got the 1950s. They sitting there. Pew.
Oh, brother. The classic Doctor Strange. Are you kidding me? Like, that's awful.
Classic Doctor Strange, the classic Fantastic Four.
Hulk.
Hulk and Thor, yeah. I would say Hulk wasn't even just one person, it was two people.
I need y'all to realize, like, they
a
are
skinny
literally in
dude
a
named
whole
David
other-
Banner, and you got Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. And he wasn't even that big. He was 6'5" and muscly, where the Hulk is at least 8 feet on a bad day. On a bad day. But yeah. That was in part 1.
All right, what's part 2?
Part 2. It is official. I said last time that it was in cahoots and talking about, but it was official. We now officially have a panel at Alabama Comic Con / Kimetsu Con in Birmingham, Alabama, June 4th and 5th, Saturday and Sunday.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing. If you are in the Birmingham area, stop on by, come see us. We're going to be talking about what it's like to be a Blerd. The panel is called The Blerd Survival Guide, and it's going to be with both of us. Like the podcast, real easy to remember. And like I said, we're going to talk about us. It's basically a live reinterpretation of our first episode, but it's much better now because we've been doing it for
interactive
2+ years now. So we actually know what we're doing.
A little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely come out and see us. We're going to be all cosplayed up. I'm going to be in my, what's his name? Tenjin Uzui fit.
As you should be.
Yeah.
As is appropriate.
Yeah, I'm
still waiting on my onesie to come in. What's his name? The other Hashira that Tanjiro runs into at the very beginning of the...
Oh, I can't remember his name real quick.
Yeah,
but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to be dressed up as him if it ever comes in.
Mary, you going to be cosplaying?
I'm gonna try. I don't know what I'm gonna wear though.
Well, you've got your whole
Butterfly Hashira?
Butterfly Hashira.
I don't want to do that again.
It's the whole purpose.
I'm doing Tenjin Uzui again.
It's the whole thing.
And that was a lot.
It's Kimetsu Con.
Yeah. It's actually a Demon Slayer con this time.
That's true. Then I'm gonna try to make it better.
All right.
Yeah.
Love that.
Cool. Because what I'm doing, because I still don't have the swords, because I'm broke, I'm just going to add the tape. No, not the tape. What's the, it's like tape for when you get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wrapping, but yeah, no, it's when he, like, after
athletic
he takes
tape.
athletic tape, but it's after he takes out the swords. And I'm going to say that he lost the swords, and it's like he's just like, it's ripped up on his back.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to probably do to mine. And,
that's the truth.
Add it to it.
That's the
truth. Lost my swords in battle.
That was my one thing that I missed out. I missed when I did my Demon Slayer cosplay is I didn't have the sword. I missed the sword.
You still don't have my sword, so working on it. But yeah, like I said, come see us. We'll be taking pictures. We'll also be doing the panel, and like I said, it's gonna be a live podcast, but also it's gonna be interactive. So if you have questions, come write them down and come bringing them to us, and we will answer them to the best of our abilities. And yeah, we're gonna take pictures. We're gonna take pictures. We're gonna have pictures. We can sign autographs if you want them.
When we're famous one day.
We already are. What you mean? But yeah, come see us. And yeah, I'm just happy to say that. Like I said, Doctor Strange, Multiverse Madness, go see it immediately. And we got the panel coming June 4th. It's actually June 4th. It's going to be that Saturday at 12:15 in panel room 1. I believe that's what it said. I got to reread the email, but I will share it on the Instagrams and everythings. And yeah, that is my weekly blurb.
Shibuya.
Yeah, roll call.
Shibuya. Shibuya. Roll call.
My name is Jeremy.
What?
My name is Jeremy.
What?
My name is Jeremy.
What?
My name is Jeremy. Your turn, Jay Shibuya. Shibuya. Roll call.
My name is Jay.
Yeah.
And I have to say,
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
wonderful day.
Hey, all right, your turn.
But yeah, so it's my turn for the weekly blurb. Y'all, I just have been
What's going on?
so excited to tell y'all about the new Kendrick Lamar album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Bro, we've been waiting on this album for 5 years since he released Damn, the Damn Project, 5 years ago, and bro,
Yes, the damn project.
literally, and it does not disappoint.
I've listened to it twice now.
This man has taken on a whole number of responsibilities through this album. Thinking about what's happened over the last 5 years, where we are, what we are as a culture, and this man is addressing it all, full tilt,
Literally laying it all out on the table.
Bar, isn't pulling punches, man. In terms of vulnerability and I think the word is responsibility too.
Schmoobly?
Not schmoobly. The man just does a fantastic. He just takes so much accountability.
There you go.
Word. The whole theme of the album, in my opinion, is accountability. Complex was talking about it, and I'm just over here taking it all in. And the first time you listen through it, you're just like, "What did I just listen to? What is this project supposed to be saying to me?" But I know it's something really powerful, right? And then you start listening to each individual song, and you get through the lyrics, and you get to my first big moment, listening to it. Obviously, I was just trying to listen to it to enjoy it, right, and not dissect it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I get the most enjoyment out of dissecting it, truly, because it's so lyrical, and he brings in so many different stories and so many important stories that are not different but intertwined. It's so just phenomenal. I think the biggest moment that I had though at first was Auntie Diaries, man. Like that song, realizing what it's about, and the everything that's happening in Alabama and everything that happens in rap culture around LGBTQ stigma and everything like that, bro. I'm sitting here you don't have a rapper out here doing this.
Bro,
there's not
the first
one
line of Auntie
other than
Diaries
Lil Nas X, maybe and that's just because it's his thing.
Yeah.
And that's
the legacy that he left.
But Kendrick, and mind you, it's his last album on Top Dog Entertainment and his first album on PG Lang, which is his new independent label. I mean, the man is resetting the game, fam. This dude came out
woke as fuck, woke as hell.
Like I said, the first line of Auntie Diaries says, "My auntie is a man now," and it goes up from there, and it
goes hard. It goes so freaking hard, bro. And if you haven't, I think there's something for everybody on this album, in my opinion. I mean, Pharrell's produced several songs on it. If you're not bobbing to the Pharrell beat, you're not a hip hop head whatsoever, in my opinion. It's so good. It's just so raw and so full of. I can't wait to see it live. The man's already announced his tour dates for Atlanta and Nashville, and I'm we gotta go.
No,
dude is going to perform something legendary on this stage for the last project he has on Top Dog Entertainment. And I mean, it really gives us that first taste of what it's going to be for his solo production, label career, and I'm just really excited to see how this man continues to lead the rap game.
Yeah. And I can do it now without the boot on my neck.
Right? He's free. So much freedom. And so I just kudos to the man Kendrick. Kudos
the man,
to the
myth, the legend, the provider, Mr. Morale, and his big steppers.
Homeboy, K-Dot did the damn thing. And I mean, he's already receiving multiple accolades for it. I mean, I couldn't get on my timeline the day that it dropped without seeing
Spotify and Apple Music broke when that album dropped. It wouldn't actually
it went up. Oh, I believe it. I fully believe it. Eminem came out and like gave his like kudos to it, like just like he was speechless listening to the whole thing, and I'm just over here like, cause it was so fucking fire, just so fire. So find your song on there, find the one that speaks to you the most. If you don't like,
Mother I Sober, baby.
bruh,
I told you it was gonna have me crying.
had me out. Just like I'm over here, I still having to
The baby.
process that whole song.
The baby.
The baby. Man.
But we appreciate you guys for listening to our
As
shitty little
always.
podcast. And yeah, is my turn to list
Sign
off
us
the
out.
listicles?
Yeah, sign us out.
Well, you can always find us on Facebook and Instagram at Blerd Survival Guide, on Twitter and TikTok at Blerd Guide, on YouTube, Blerd Survival Guide. Search for us. We got all of our videos on there, plus a little extra sum for those who like to watch the video versions of our podcast, because it's extended, baby. Yeah, and you can shop with us on the Redbubble. We're working on some new designs for some new shirts, for new slogans, because we always want all the things.
And last but not least, you can find us on our socials at Blerd Activists.
And at that dancing Blerd, no G. Other than that,
Keep surviving, everybody.
listen to the theme song. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Blerd Survival Guide Season 3, baby.
At Blerd Activists.
At that dancing Blerd. We are back for another season of fun and love and all the things. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live. We got everything you need. Jeremy and Jay, a hell of a team. Comics, news, and everything in between. Birmingham, we own the scene. Come on and let's have a blast with the Black Nerds and the Black Podcast. This is a guide to help you last. We got some topics to unmask. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live.
Appreciate you, Nick, for creating the beat and the lyrics and helping us out, buddy. Another Marbury production.
Shout out Marbury.
Thank you for your service.